I bleed for my money, day in and day out. I try to give you the things you deserve.
Guys, we're looking at a train unit here, and it tripped the breaker. It's running again right now after I reset the breaker. I might have to check the breaker itself because it was kind of making a little vibrating noise whenever I turned it back on. But it's almost like I smell something burnt coming from this unit. I don't know what I'm going to find, so I'm going to take the door off and we'll see what's going on. The contactor, the hard start's got a whole bunch of corrosion all over it. Probably needs to be changed out. And I'm going to put the probes, Z-manifold probes on it, and check the capacitor as well. Not good. Let's see where the short's at. Guys, I have the crankcase heater wires disconnected here, at the other end, the purple here. So we're going to check those now with the mega ohm meter, see how it looks. Not looking too good on the crankcase heater. Let's try it without the crankcase heater. Let's try just the unit itself after abandoning the crankcase heater. Good. We look down in here and I can smell coming from down here. It smells burnt. And you can see that right there. So I'm going to take the compressor access door off very carefully and take a look inside. Guys, the good news is the compressor terminals, as you can see right there, look pretty good. It is down at the bottom where the crankcase heater wires have burnt off. That is the issue. Let me see if I have another crankcase heater. And it looks like the compressor wiring is good to go. Guys, I'm using one of these Tyco Raychem Freeze Guard self-regulating crankcase heaters. Wrap it on there, and I'll show you how I wire it up. Should have a ground and 2 hots, 240 volts. And we're going to wrap around the base of the compressor down there, and then I'll show you how I wire it on the contactor. As you guys can see down at the bottom, I have the crankcase heater wrapped around. Goes around a couple of times. Got about as tight as it can be. Had to put a little bit of tape on the access door because it's starting to crack and shatter because it's so old, and I have the wiring going to be run up through here. But I had to put a few butt splices on the crankcase heater and get it wired up through there. So let me travel along with this wire, get it all wired up, and I'll show you guys the inside where the contactors are. Alright guys, I have my crankcase heater wired and strapped up to the splices here where it goes through this little access hole to the control panel. I'll probably leave the old blanket off because it doesn't fit too well and it's burned up anyway. I kind of think sometimes those blankets keep these hotter than they're supposed to be anyhow. Sometimes in old age maybe that rears its ugly head. But here's our contactor. We have 2 wires that go to the crankcase heater because it's 240 volts. One here, one at the bottom across the switch. Whenever the switch is open, when the unit's not running, the crankcase heater has 240 volts from this point to this point, just like you measured across the switch to see whether it's open or closed. Whenever the switch closes, like it is now, there's 0 volts, so the crankcase heater turns off. So it's only on while the unit is off, making sure that compressor stays warm there. Our ground wire, I switched it to 14 gauge so I can tell the difference between the 14 and the 10 here. 14 comes over here, and there with the other grounds. So I'm going to yank out this hard start. Looks like it's had a better day. Go ahead and switch it out. Here's another reason why units blow these breakers is the hard starts go bad in them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Put the unit back together. We can restart. Guys, here's a little look inside the 866 from ICM. See, there's a little circuit board in there. It's a voltage sensing hard start. Now, I'm not an expert at these things, but I know that because it's voltage sensing, it will sense when the voltage drops when the compressor is trying to start, and then when it picks up and starts to run, the voltage comes back up. So the little circuit board monitors that and tells the start capacitor when to be in the circuit. But that's about all I know about them. I mean, I'm not an expert at them or anything like that, but lot of guys were asking about them. They're similar to a 3-wire. That's why I use it now, because it's just simpler, and it still has the ability to recycle instantly, just like other hard starts that are 3 wires. So there's a look at it. I'm gonna put it back together and put it in place. Guys, I have the start assist. The old capacitor was fine. The contactor is questionable, but I wanted to see how the repair ended before I would even go into the contactor. And because we've done so much already today, I feel like the contactor can probably wait. Put the Z manifold on. Do have refrigerant in the system, which is always good news. They have it set on cooling, so we're gonna see how that looks here when it's about, I don't know, 48 degrees outside, 45 degrees. Guys, what I did too is I pulled see, our head pressure is just over 100, and our suction pressure was just under 50, and I pulled my fan lead off up here, and we got the head pressure up to around 200, and the suction pressure starting to fall back down, but I got it to around 70. Just want to see sort of how it ended up when I was sort of, taking it up into a condition where it would be warmer outside, just to sort of see what the pressure would be like. Definitely can't go by that, just curiosity. But I think the system's probably good. It needs to be checked in the spring, which I will do. So good to go. It's running. It's alive, so that's good. A few new parts and some new wiring, and she'll be good to go for at least a little bit longer. See you on the next one, guys.